Hey guys, it's Mike here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Mission Impossible Fallout, which is the sixth movie in the Mission Impossible franchise. Now, I like the Mission Impossible franchise. In fact, I rewatched all of the movies before seeing this one. It's a strong action franchise that has been going on for over 20 years now, and yet somehow the films have managed to get better over time. So going into Mission Impossible Fallout, I had some pretty high expectations, especially considering how much praise the film has received since it was released. However, upon seeing the movie, it actually ended up being better than I had hoped for, being once again directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who directed Mission Impossible 5. The plot of Mission Impossible Fallout follows Ethan Hunt, once again played by Tom Cruise, as a secret agent working for the IMF, or Impossible Missions Force. In this movie, he's desperately hunting down plutonium cores, which are also being sought by a shadow group of terrorists known as the Apostles, who seek to use them to effect global change through mass destruction caused by nuclear bombs. Ethan Hunt must reunite with his team and find a way to stop these plans before the entire world comes crashing down. Unlike many of the previous films in the franchise, Fallout feels a lot more like a direct sequel to its predecessor in Rogue Nation. The shadow organization in this film spun off from the Syndicate, which Hunt was fighting in the last movie, and characters from the film also return in this one. We have Hunt's usual team of Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg, but also returning as Rebecca Ferguson as the assassin Isla Faust. Alec Baldwin also reprises his role as the secretary of IMF, while in most prior films, another actor would come in and play the role. Additionally, the main antagonist of the last film, Solomon Lane, played by Sean Harris, also returns in this film as one of the biggest obstacles in Hunt's way. There's also some new additions, with the most prominent being Henry Cavill as August Walker, a CIA agent who is both helping Ethan Hunt and serves as a rival to him. I always liked Cavill as Superman in the recent DCEU movies, and ironically, this was the movie where he refused to shave his mustache to return for reshoots on Justice League, which resulted in him having a CGI upper lip in the movie that many people made memes out of. However, after seeing his performance in this movie, I would have to say that it was worth it. Cavill is really good here, not only in terms of acting, but also in terms of the action, such as a fight scene that takes place in a bathroom, which was really great. And speaking of the action, this is an action movie, and in that regard, it excels at the highest level. All of the action scenes are meticulously crafted, with great choreography and heart-pounding tension throughout. There's fight scenes followed by chase sequences with cars and motorcycles and even helicopters, and all of them are very exciting. One of the biggest reasons for this would have to be the stunts, which are by and large actually happening in camera. Whereas other movies would use CGI for many of the scenes, in Mission Impossible Fallout, Tom Cruise is really doing these things. He's speeding through busy streets on a motorcycle, he's jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and at one point he's even hanging off the side of a helicopter and making his way inside. And there's a great helicopter chase sequence in this film that is very intense. The stunts in this film, as well as the action sequences for me, are without a doubt the best of the series, and much of this comes down to McQuarrie's direction and writing. And Tom Cruise continues to prove why he's one of the greatest action stars of all time by still doing things like this so many years into this franchise. Speaking of the writing and the plot of this film, it has a number of the hallmarks of this series. Ethan Hunt is given a mission, assembles his team, and has to push himself and those around him to their limits to try and save the world from a massive threat. However, in this movie, pretty much every example of something from a prior film is done as well as it really could have been here. In the previous movies, the directors were able to execute many of these things as well, but in Fallout, everything is done spectacularly. The plot of this film isn't quite something that you've never seen before, but the execution here is stellar. I was reminded of Skyfall and The Dark Knight at times while watching this, but that's really indicative of how the film took the franchise and brought it to its highest level yet. So overall, Mission Impossible Fallout is a great action movie, and one of the best I've seen in years. After watching all of the previous movies, I'd have to say that this is definitely the best of the franchise so far. It's crazy to think that this is the sixth movie in the franchise, and yet now it's reaching such incredible levels. It makes me wonder if they inevitably make another movie, how they could top this one. But considering how this franchise has been so far, I won't say that it's an impossible mission at all. I'm going to give Mission Impossible Fallout a 9 out of 10. So what did you guys think of Mission Impossible Fallout? Have you seen it, and if so, where would you rank it among the other movies in this franchise? Let me know down below. And if you're new to this channel, then make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you can see all of my videos right away when they come out. And if you like this video, then make sure to stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future.
Yeah, and you better subscribe, enable those damn notifications.